In a world where stories are often drowned out by the noise of daily life, there's a profound truth we often overlook. Your story has the power to change lives. It's not just the tales of world leaders or celebrated icons that matter. It's the quiet triumphs, the hard-earned wisdom, and the deeply personal journeys of everyday people that truly shape our collective narrative. Barack Obama, a man whose own story captivated millions, reminds us that each of our experiences contributes to the rich tapestry of human existence. Think back for a moment. Remember that time when you felt utterly alone, facing a challenge that seemed insurmountable. Now, imagine if someone had shared with you a story of how they overcame a similar obstacle. How would that have changed your perspective, your courage, your will to persevere? This is the hidden power of your story. It has the potential to be the lifeline someone else desperately needs. We often underestimate the impact of our personal narratives. We think, who would want to hear about my ordinary life? But here's the truth that Obama and countless others have come to understand. There is no such thing as an ordinary life. Every struggle, every victory, every moment of doubt and breakthrough is extraordinary in its own right. Your journey, with all its twists and turns, is a unique roadmap that could guide another soul through their darkest hours. Consider the story of Sarah, a 65-year-old retiree who thought her best years were behind her. She had spent decades working in a job she tolerated but never loved, always dreaming of pursuing her passion for painting. When she finally picked up a brush in her retirement, she discovered not just a hobby, but a calling. Her art, infused with the wisdom of her years and the depth of her experiences, began to touch hearts in ways she never imagined. It wasn't just about the paintings, it was about the story behind them, a story of late-blooming courage and the realization that it's never too late to pursue your dreams. Sarah's journey inspired countless others in her community to revisit abandoned passions and to believe in new beginnings. This is the essence of why your story matters. It's not about grand gestures or world-changing events. It's about the authentic human experiences that resonate across generations and backgrounds. Obama's own narrative is a testament to the power of personal stories. Born to a Kenyan father and an American mother, raised in Hawaii and Indonesia, he navigated a complex identity and overcame numerous obstacles to become the first African-American president of the United States. But it wasn't just his achievements that moved people. It was the honesty with which he shared his doubts, his struggles, and his growth. He showed us that leaders are not born perfect, but are forged through challenges and self-reflection. In his memoir, Dreams from My Father, Obama writes, "All of us share this world for but a brief moment in time. The question is whether we spend that time focused on what pushes us apart, or whether we commit ourselves to an effort, a sustained effort, to find common ground." This sentiment encapsulates why sharing our stories is not just beneficial, but necessary. In a world often divided by differences, our personal narratives have the unique ability to bridge gaps and foster understanding. Let's delve deeper into why your story matters. Drawing inspiration from Obama's approach to storytelling and leadership. 1. The uniqueness of your story. Your life experiences, no matter how seemingly mundane, are entirely unique to you. The specific combination of events, decisions, and circumstances that have shaped your journey has never occurred before and will never occur again. This uniqueness is your strength. Obama often emphasized the diversity of American stories as a source of national strength. He understood that each individual's background contributes to a richer, more nuanced understanding of our shared humanity. Your story, whether it's about overcoming adversity, finding love later in life, or discovering a new purpose after retirement, adds an irreplaceable thread to the fabric of our collective narrative. Consider John, a 70-year-old veteran who struggled with PTSD for decades. His journey to healing wasn't just about medical treatments, it was about rediscovering his place in the community. John's story of vulnerability, seeking help, and eventually becoming a mentor to younger veterans is uniquely his. Yet, it resonates with countless others who have faced similar battles. By sharing his experiences, John not only found healing for himself, but also created a path for others to follow. Your story doesn't need to be dramatic to be impactful. Perhaps you've navigated the complexities of a blended family, or found a way to balance career ambitions with personal fulfillment. Maybe you've learned to embrace change in a world that seems to move faster every day. These experiences, unique to you, carry wisdom that others desperately need. 2. Connecting through vulnerability. One of the most powerful aspects of Obama's storytelling was his willingness to be vulnerable. He didn't just share his successes. He openly discussed his doubts, mistakes, and the times he felt lost. This vulnerability created a deep connection with people from all walks of life. In his book, A Promised Land, Obama reflects on the weight of presidential decisions. The night before I gave the order for the operation against Osama bin Laden, I barely slept. I was up until 3 a.m, going over and over the plan in my head. This admission of sleepless nights and heavy responsibility humanized him, reminding us that even world leaders grapple with uncertainty. Your own moments of vulnerability are equally powerful. When you share the times you felt scared, unsure, or overwhelmed, you create space for others to acknowledge their own struggles. This honesty breaks down the barriers of isolation that so often plague us, especially as we age. Think about Maria, a successful businesswoman in her 50s who seemed to have it all together. When she opened up about her battle with depression and the stigma she faced seeking help, it sparked a conversation in her community. Suddenly, people who had been suffering in silence found the courage to speak up and seek support. Maria's vulnerability became a catalyst for healing and connection. By sharing not just our triumphs but also our trials, we create a more authentic picture of the human experience. This authenticity is what allows others to see themselves in our stories and find hope in our resilience. 3. Inspiring change and growth. Personal stories have an unparalleled ability to inspire change. They show us what's possible, not in abstract terms, but through the lived experiences of real people. Obama's journey from community organizer to president inspired millions to believe in the power of grassroots action and the possibility of overcoming systemic barriers. Your story, too, has the power to be a catalyst for change. Perhaps you've reinvented yourself after a setback, learned a new skill in your 60s, or found the courage to stand up for your beliefs. These narratives of personal growth and transformation can be the spark that ignites change in others. Take the story of Robert, a 75-year-old who decided to go back to college after retiring. His journey of lifelong learning not only enriched his own life, but also challenged ageist stereotypes in his community. Robert's enthusiasm for education inspired a wave of older adults to pursue their own academic interests, leading to the creation of senior-focused learning programs at the local community college. When we share our stories of change and growth, we give others permission to imagine new possibilities for themselves. We show that it's never too late to start a new chapter, learn something new, or make a difference in the world. 4. Empowering through shared wisdom. Every life is a repository of wisdom, gained through experiences both good and bad. Obama often drew on the collective wisdom of the American people, recognizing that true leadership involves listening to and learning from the stories of others. Your own life experiences have equipped you with unique insights and wisdom. Perhaps you've navigated the complexities of long-term relationships, learned to adapt to rapidly changing technology, or found ways to stay resilient in the face of health challenges. This hard-earned wisdom is invaluable to those who are just beginning to face similar situations. Consider the impact of Alina, a 68-year-old cancer survivor who started a support group for newly diagnosed patients. Her story of resilience, coupled with practical advice on navigating the healthcare system and maintaining hope, became a lifeline for many. Alina's shared wisdom didn't just offer comfort. It empowered others to advocate for themselves and approach their treatment with knowledge and confidence. By sharing the lessons you've learned both from your successes and your mistakes, you offer others a shortcut to understanding. Your story becomes a guide, helping others navigate their own challenges with greater ease and insight. As we continue to explore the power of your story, remember that every experience you've had, every obstacle you've overcome, and every insight you've gained has the potential to light the way for someone else. Your narrative is not just a recounting of past events. It's a powerful tool for creating understanding, fostering connection, and inspiring positive change in the world around you. In the next part of our discussion, we'll delve deeper into how sharing your story can break down barriers, leave a lasting legacy, and contribute to the greater narrative of our shared human experience. We'll explore practical ways to share your story effectively and the profound impact it can have on both you and those who hear it. Your journey, with all its unique twists and turns, is waiting to make a difference. Let's continue to uncover the transformative power of your personal narrative and inspire positive change in the world around you. 5. Cendric breaking down barriers. In a world often divided by misunderstanding and prejudice, personal stories have the extraordinary power to bridge gaps and foster unity. Barack Obama's own journey, from a biracial child raised by a single mother to becoming the first African-American president of the United States, is a testament to the barrier-breaking potential of shared narratives. Consider the story of Maria, an immigrant who arrived in America with nothing but hope and determination. By sharing her experiences of learning a new language, navigating unfamiliar customs, and eventually building a successful business, Maria challenged stereotypes and opened hearts. Her story became a bridge, helping her community see beyond labels to recognize the shared dreams and aspirations that unite us all. Your story, too, has the power to challenge preconceptions and build understanding. Perhaps you've overcome a disability, fought against discrimination, or found success in an unconventional path. By sharing these experiences, you invite others to see the world through your eyes, fostering empathy and breaking down walls of ignorance. Obama often speaks about the importance of listening to diverse voices, emphasizing that our differences are not weaknesses, but sources of strength. When you share your story, you contribute to this tapestry of diverse experiences, helping to create a more inclusive and compassionate society. Think about a time when hearing someone else's story changed your perspective. Maybe it was a colleague sharing their journey of gender transition, helping you understand the challenges faced by the LGBTQ community. Or perhaps it was a veteran recounting their experiences, giving you a deeper appreciation for the sacrifices made by those who serve. Now, consider the unique aspects of your own life that could shift someone else's worldview. Have you lived through historical events that younger generations might only read about in textbooks? Your first-hand account could bring history to life, helping others understand the context and emotions of those moments in ways no textbook ever could. Or maybe you've navigated cultural differences in your personal or professional life. Your insights on building cross-cultural understanding could be invaluable in our increasingly interconnected world. By sharing your experiences of finding common ground amidst diversity, you can inspire others to reach across divides and build meaningful connections. Remember, breaking down barriers isn't always about grand gestures or dramatic revelations. Sometimes, it's the small, everyday stories that have the most profound impact. The way you handled a difficult conversation with a neighbor, found common ground with someone of a different political belief, or learned to appreciate a culture different from your own, these stories matter. They show that understanding and unity are possible, even in the face of apparent differences. As you share your story, be mindful of the power of vulnerability. Often, it's when we show our struggles and imperfections that we're most relatable and most able to connect with others. Don't be afraid to talk about the times you've made mistakes or held misconceptions. Showing how you've grown and learned can be incredibly powerful in encouraging others to examine their own biases and preconceptions. Barack Obama often emphasizes the importance of seeing our shared humanity in each other's stories. When you share your narrative, you're not just telling your own tale, you're inviting others to see themselves in your experiences. This recognition of our common hopes, fears, and dreams is what truly breaks down barriers and builds lasting connections. 6. Leaving a legacy. As we journey through life, we often ponder the mark we'll leave on the world. Your story, the sum of your experiences, wisdom, and values, is perhaps the most powerful legacy you can leave behind. It's a gift that transcends time, offering guidance and inspiration to future generations. Barack Obama's own legacy is deeply intertwined with his personal narrative. From his early days as a community organizer to his historic presidency, Obama's story continues to inspire millions around the world. But you don't need to be a world leader to leave a meaningful legacy. Every life, every story, has the potential to impact others in profound ways. Consider the story of John, a retired teacher who decided to write down his life experiences for his grandchildren. What started as a simple family project turned into a treasure trove of historical insights, personal wisdom, and family lore. John's grandchildren not only learned about their family history, but also gained valuable life lessons from his experiences during the civil rights movement, his travels abroad, and his decades in education. Your story, too, is a repository of invaluable wisdom. Think about the lessons you've learned, the values you hold dear, and the insights you've gained over the years. These are not just personal memories, they're guideposts for those who come after you. Perhaps you've navigated significant historical events, lived through wars, witnessed technological revolutions, or participated in social movements. Your first-hand account of these times provides a unique perspective that can help future generations understand the context and impact of these events on a personal level. Or maybe your legacy lies in the professional expertise you've accumulated over decades. The skills you've honed, the challenges you've overcome, and the innovations you've contributed to your field are all part of your story. By sharing these experiences, you can mentor and guide others even long after you've retired. Your personal values and ethical decisions are also a crucial part of your legacy. The times you stood up for what's right, made difficult choices based on your principles, or found the courage to change course when you realized you were wrong, these stories shape not just your life, but can guide others in their own moral journeys. Obama often speaks about the importance of passing on our values and ideals to the next generation. Your story is a powerful vehicle for transmitting these intangible yet crucial aspects of your legacy. When you share how you've lived your values, you inspire others to reflect on their own principles and how they can embody them in their lives. Remember, leaving a legacy through your story isn't about painting a perfect picture. It's about honest reflection, sharing both your triumphs and your failures. The mistakes you've made and the lessons you've learned from them are often the most valuable parts of your legacy. They offer others the chance to learn from your experiences without having to make the same mistakes themselves. As you think about the legacy you want to leave, consider different ways of sharing your story. You might write a memoir, create a video diary, or simply have regular conversations with younger family members or mentees. In today's digital age, there are countless ways to preserve and share your narrative for future generations. Your legacy is not just about the past. It's a living, breathing entity that continues to grow and evolve. By actively sharing your story, you have the opportunity to shape how you'll be remembered and the impact you'll have on the world long after you're gone. As Barack Obama famously said, "We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek." Your story, your legacy, has the power to be that change, to inspire, to guide, and to shape the future in ways you might never have imagined. As we draw our exploration to a close, let's reflect on the profound truth we've uncovered. Your story matters, profoundly and unequivocally. It matters not just to you, but to the world around you and to the generations that will follow. Barack Obama's journey from a young man searching for his identity to becoming a beacon of hope for millions exemplifies the transformative power of personal narratives. But remember, you don't need to hold high office or achieve global fame for your story to have impact. Every life, every experience, carries within it the seeds of inspiration and change. Think about the stories we've explored today: the cancer survivor who became a lifeline for others, the immigrant who bridged cultural divides, the retired teacher whose memoirs became a family treasure. These stories, like yours, are threads in the grand tapestry of human experience. They connect us, teach us, and remind us of our shared humanity. As you move forward from this moment, I challenge you to view your life through a new lens. See your experiences not just as personal memories, but as valuable lessons waiting to be shared. Recognize that your struggles, your triumphs, your moments of doubt and breakthrough all have the potential to light the way for someone else. Remember, sharing your story is an act of generosity and courage. It's about opening yourself up, being vulnerable, and trusting that your truth can make a difference. It might not always be easy, but the connections you'll forge and the impact you'll have make it infinitely worthwhile. So, what part of your story will you share today? Who in your life might benefit from hearing about your experiences? Perhaps there's a younger colleague who could use your career insights, a family member who'd be inspired by how you overcame a particular challenge, or a community group that could learn from your unique perspective. As you prepare to share, remember Obama's words, "The best way to not feel hopeless is to get up and do something." Sharing your story is doing something. It's taking action to create understanding, to inspire change, and to leave your mark on the world. Your narrative is a gift to yourself, to those around you, and to the future. It's a testament to your journey, a source of wisdom for others, and a legacy that will endure. Embrace it, Sarit. Share. In closing, I leave you with this thought. Every time you share your story, you're not just recounting past events. You're actively shaping the present and influencing the future. You're contributing to the collective wisdom of humanity and playing your part in our shared journey of growth and understanding. Your story matters. It has the power to change lives, bridge divides, and inspire dreams. So go forth and tell it with pride, with honesty, and with the knowledge that in doing so, you're making the world a little bit better, a little bit wiser, and a little bit more connected. After all, as Barack Obama reminds us, we are the change we seek. Your story is part of that change. It's time to let it shine.